Hi guys, Crowlister here with another Namco arcade long play. In this video, I will be playing Pac-Mania, a 3D Pac-Man game released by Namco in 1987. This is my least favorite of the arcade Pac-Man games, and the reason why is simply a skill issue. I'm not great at this game, so, comparing my previous games like Pac-N-Pal and Super Pac-Man, I'm not going to be asking for much for a long play from me for a YouTube video. In Arcade Archives, you can play the Japanese version or the international version at will, as opposed to having only the Japanese version in Namco Museum Volume 5 and Pac-Man Museum Plus. There's a lot of differences between the versions. The international version has a much more lively title screen with the effects and shows the leaderboard during the demo play. And the Japanese version of the game has more stages required to complete Loop 1. That doesn't necessarily mean the international version of the game is easier. So basically, you control Pac-Man and need all the dots to complete the stage, like always. And then Pac also has the ability to jump, which you can use to dodge the ghosts if you're good enough with them. Taking some inspiration from the Hanna-Barbera cartoon as Pac-Land did, there is an additional ghost named Sue, which is the purple one. And then there are also green and gray ghosts, which I'll talk about later on in the playthrough. Right, so without further ado, let's start the game. There's only one stage in Block Town in Loop 1 in the international version. You play another stage in it in the Japanese version. You have the option to do a single loop play, a double loop play, or an endless game, at will via the preference settings. I'm only doing one loop because I attempted the double loop once behind the scenes, and I'm not attempting that ever again. In addition to fruit targets, bonus items also appear under certain conditions. The pink power pellet that you just saw is a doubler pellet, which doubles the efficiency of your ghost-eating chain. And it'll only take 3 ghosts after that to get the iconic 7650 points. You can rack up a huge score if you sustain a chain like that with that power-up. So from here we go to Pac-Man's Park. The maze layout for Pac-Man's Park is basically a cut and paste of the original 1980 arcade Pac-Man maze, just in a 3D perspective. That green power pellet is a speed-up pellet. It temporarily increases your movement speed. It wears out after a bit, though. because it can be pretty easy to forget where the remaining pack dots are, since the maze loops around, and since there's no zoom out function. I would recommend trying to clear pack dots along blocks, and try to remember exactly where you left off. Some special items are other targets aside from the assigned fruit targets, like the sour apple. You can see a lot of them, including platinum fruit targets and items, if you do later loot clears, if you're that good. You see that green ghost behind Pinky? In the Japanese version of the game, those are called commons, and in the international version, they're called funkies. They pose more of a threat in the next stage and onward. Sandbox Land is where the game gets demanding. In Sandbox Land, the green, funky ghosts will jump at the moment that you jump. This can make them pretty annoying to get past. You can jump over them depending on your alignment to them as you jump. For example, if there's a bunch of them coming your way, though, they can be dangerous. Funkies are slower than the 5 main ghosts are, so you can probably outrun them usually. Just the fact that there are more than 4 ghosts and the fact that you can't zoom the maze out while you're playing makes it extremely easy to run into a ghost on accident and not be able to react fast enough to jump over them. And usually they come in groups, which will pretty much screw you anyway. Which is why I'm not great at the game, and why it's my least favorite arcade Pac-Man. If you've seen my Pac-Man World Repack long play series, I always zoom out to play the maze stages, because I can't stand to not know where the ghosts are. Because I can't stand to not know where the ghosts are during the maze. Makes it feel more like I'm playing an actual traditional Pac-Man game, basically. Also note that if you touch a power pellet and one of the ghosts simultaneously, the power pellet will take effect first. Namco Museum Volume 5's tips also states that if you stay in the same stage for too long, your jumping strength will start to wear out until you can't jump anymore. Although I've never seen that happen. Jungly Steps is where the game gets extremely difficult. I cannot beat these stages without losing a stock at least once, so... Reckless maneuver over the Funky got me there. Blinky, the red ghost, I refuse to call him Clyde because the Hanna-Barbera cartoon is freaking wrong, is also very fast, and so is Sue. If they're dead behind you, you're pretty much in trouble unless you can viably jump behind them. Obviously the hardest stage in a one-loop run. Besides the power pellets wearing out quicker the further you progress, there's also a new, like, black-colored ghost. You see that? You see this black-gray ghost there? That ghost's name is Spunky in the English version of the game. Spunky also jumps as you do, like Funkies do, and she jumps about the same height as Pac-Man's jumping height, so you cannot jump over her at all. So if Spunky is cornering you, you're gone. She seems to be pretty stupid compared to the other ghosts, though, in terms of targeting and chasing you. The bananas is the final fruit target in a one-loop run in the English version. There's also Peach and the key. Not exactly sure if the bell is also one of them. And then several other items can appear as a bonus item as well. So... if you play with an ending, you get staff credits. As you see here. So with that wraps up the Pac-Mania long play. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of this particular Pac-Man game, and the main reason for that is simply a skill issue. I'm just not coordinated enough to quickly jump over ghosts at the very moment they appear on the screen in this game. And that just gets me. So, think my opinion what you will. I still have some more Namco Arcade to play, and I also have Crash Bandicoot, Pokemon, Mega Man, retro Nintendo games, different stuff like that in mind as well. So consider checking me out if you're into any of those franchises as well. And also be sure to check out some of the 50+ other arcade games by Namco I already play on this channel. I played a lot of their games, as I am a huge fan of them. I am Colister Master of Ponage. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.